Air is a fickle companion, quick to lift you towards freedom or cast you aside in a sudden tantrum. It cannot be held or owned, only borrowed for a moment, and those who learned to listen to its moods were rewarded with the sky itself. They built cities that never touched the earth, vast marvels of human ingenuity, held aloft by whirring engines and faith in forces unseen. These skybound civilizations drifted endlessly above the world, following the winds wherever they carried them. They knew no borders, no roads, and no single place to call home. The open sky was their horizon and their anchor, offering a freedom so complete it came at a cost. To belong everywhere meant belonging nowhere at all. Welcome back to another day of Chaos Builds, where today's block was no block at all, really. It was air, and as decided by this chaos wheel, I was left just trying to figure out how I was meant to build with it. So I decided to go for a sky-based type aesthetic, which is something that I've never done before, but I always wanted to try. At first, I wanted to do a blimp, but then that really didn't call to me. So I decided to instead make this steampunk-inspired build an amalgamation of houses, which, as you can see, does turn out pretty well in the end for the first time I've ever attempted this, but I was on a massive time crunch. I only had about an hour to build this, so if it looks a little bit like it's missing pieces, that'll be why, because I didn't have as much time as I would normally to dedicate towards builds and editing, but I wanted to get a video out today because I'm doing really well on the daily uploads and I didn't want to stop now. Honestly, this build was extremely intimidating. I had a hand-drawn picture that I was using as a reference, which I'll put on the screen right here, but I was trying to just stick to that as being a reference and not a big guide for what I wanted to do. In the end, a lot of the elements did come through, and I think it ended up turning out pretty true to the image, but when I was building it, I really wanted to add in different elements of flair that I could do with a couple of jut-outs and stuff like that, which was difficult. I don't really play around with shapes that much, and having odd shapes kind of confused my brain a little bit. So I was struggling, but I built it up mainly in spruce first, just to get an overall idea of what I was doing and taking out that initial daunting task of finding out how I wanted the structure to look. Now, today's video doesn't have any accompanying short with it, so I hope you guys still found it alright. I really appreciate all the support you guys give to my builds, and I really want to know if you think that this build looks like it was done in a hurry, or if it looks like something that I put time into. I really love hearing all your comments, and I really have been absolutely touched by your heartfelt comments in the last couple of videos. They have made the absolute difference into my mindset towards YouTube, and they have made me feel so special, so I really appreciate that a lot. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoy some of the storytelling elements that I've been trying to bring into these builds. It's been a little bit nerve-wracking to put anything like that out there, and I wish I could have put a little bit more attention and finer details into the one that I did today, but it will be something that I'll be improving on once we transition from daily to maybe weekly videos instead. Speaking of which, we're almost at the 30-day mark for this 30 days build series, and I really didn't have any idea what I wanted to do after it. I wasn't expecting to get this much traction, and I'm extremely appreciative of it, but it comes with its own pressure of now what? I really don't know what I want to be doing afterwards, so if down in the comments you guys could suggest some games or some content forms that you'd like to watch, that would be much appreciated, as honestly you guys have much better ideas than I do. Now, as I said, I'd never done anything like this before, so these blades were actually quite challenging. I thought initially that I would just build them like I would any other windmill blade, but making them on the horizontal instead of the vertical axis made it really difficult for some reason. My brain just couldn't wrap my head around it, and I was struggling for quite a while to build these. Moving up into the details, I knew that I didn't want this build to be bland. I wanted it to feel airy, so I had large windows that I was adding in, as well as banners to add that extra movement of the wind, maybe like it would be picked up if they were moving around. I really tried to focus on adding small details that made it feel lived in as well as very open. While I feel like I could have done a better job with the details, I think the overall messaging I was trying to convey with an open air build really came through. I definitely need to improve on the way that the lines are structured and make it more aesthetically pleasing, or organic I think is probably more the word, to make it look like it's hanging down and sagging with the weight of the clothes that are on it. But apart from that, I think this area ended up looking really good in the end, and with the small space I had to work with, I think I packed in quite a few details that ended up looking very nice. I did the same detailing to the other faces. I made sure to add in a lot of balconies for that open air feel before moving up into this domed upper section. I knew that I wanted it to have a lot of natural light, and I wanted it to be almost like an observatory, like they were using the stars to navigate. In hindsight, thinking of that now as I'm writing this script, I should have put in a telescope. That would have been absolutely amazing, and it really would have helped with the steampunk aesthetic, but I digress. I'll have to do that in another video when I decide to touch this subject again. Now, the terraining is really where I think the time crunch is most noticeable, because I really, as you can tell, didn't put much effort into it. The build was the main focus for this, and so that's why I ended up importing it into another world of mine with mountain ranges so I could do the flyover. With everything now done, we're in the flyover, and I'm really impressed with this build. I think it came out really well for what block I was given, or lack thereof. If you enjoyed this build, I would really appreciate it if you could leave me a like, and maybe add a comment down below. I've been absolutely enjoying reading those. But with that being said, I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.